Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the program this evening. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Jnana-Timirandasya Jnana-Jnana-Shalakaya
Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri-Gurave Namah.
Shri Chaitanya
Vishwam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Tadamayam Tadati Swabhavantikam.
Jai Shri Krishna
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda.
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We're very happy to be here at Lord Prabhu's residence for the spiritual discourse. And we said the other day, whenever the Lord's name is glorified and his pastime is discussed, that place becomes a most auspicious place. So our goal should be to spread the chanting of the holy name everywhere and discussion of spiritual subject topics. So every place becomes holy. So as you know, on this trip, we've been talking from Chaitanya Charitamrita. You remember that? Yes. The first day we discussed Panihati festival. Yes, and then the next day, what did we discuss? Lord Chaitanya's tour of southern India. And then we discussed the glories of the holy name, how the holy name can be chanted day and night. And we illustrated how Haridas Thakur was absorbed in chanting the holy name day and night. That discussion took place when? Yesterday. So today we'll discuss a little bit about Sanatan Goswami. Is that okay?
Yes.
So as you know, there were 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. Today Goswami has become a family name. But Goswami means one who has full control over the body, mind and senses. So Sanatan Goswami was also engaged in serving in the kingdom of Nawab Hussain Shah. Nawab Hussain Shah was a very powerful dictator. Actually, one time, he was just an ordinary servant in the house of Subudhi Roy. But by manipulation, he became the king. He became very powerful. So he had engaged Rupa and Sanatan in administering his government. And the two of them were actually great devotees at heart. They were forcibly engaged in this occupation. At that time, which is about 520 years ago, the population of these areas was by and large Hindu. The Mohammedan population was very, very small, tiny. It's amazing how they took charge of the government. But the king wanted someone to administer the kingdom who had a proper image with the population. And he forcibly engaged Rupa and Sanatan in government service. Rupa Goswami was the first to leave. We'll discuss that later. And then Sanatan also left. Sanatan Goswami was engaged in studying the Bhagavatam. He had engaged Brahmins, or 30 Brahmins, and they were all engaged in studying the Bhagavatam. And the king was very upset that Sanatan Goswami had not come to the office, because the king was upset that Rupa Goswami had withdrawn from his service. And now his brother was also not acting, was not executing his service to the government. So a month went by, and Sanatana was studying for 30 days the Bhagavatam along with other Brahmanas. When the king sent his doctor to go and see how sick is Sanatana, the doctor came to Sanatana's house. These days, if somebody comes to your house, he rings the bell, you want to check who it is, and if you don't want to open the door, you don't open, am I right? That's like when you answer the phone call. You make sure who's calling. And it's a bill collector, and you don't answer. But these facilities were not there at that time. So the doctor marched right in, and he saw that Sanatan was not sick at all. He was as healthy as ever. But he was studying the Bhagavatam along with other Brahmanas. So he went to the king and said, Sanatan Goswami is completely healthy. He just engaged in studying the Bhagavatam. So the king gave him an ultimatum. You either go back to your service, or I'm going to imprison you. So the Sanatan said, Sir, I can't work in the government anymore. The king was headed for a war with the king of Orissa, who was a pious Hindu king. And the Sanatan didn't want to be of help to the king. So Sanatan was imprisoned and put in jail. There was no judicial system where he could appeal. So Sanatan was in prison. He was wondering how to get out. When he was in prison, he received news that his brother, when he retired from government service, he has left behind 10,000 gold coins with a grocery store. It appears that at that time, you didn't have Chase Manhattan Bank, or Bank of America, or Bank of Baroda. You had the grocery stores would be like the treasurers, or people who would hold money. So Sanatan got this news that 10,000 gold coins are lying with this individual, he can take the money. Sanatan offered a bribe to the Mohammedan jailkeeper. First he offered him 5,000 gold coins. He said, release me, I want to go to Mecca. Here's some present for you, baksheesh. And the jailer saw the money. Looks tempting. But I can't release you. You are a well-known personality. If the king finds out that you were released, he won't leave me alive. Sanatan then increased the offer to 6,000, and then 7,000. So when he got 7,000 gold coins, His heart melted. He said, "Okay, I'll help you." And Sanatan told him, "Tell the king, I'd gone to pass in the morning and I jumped in the Ganga." So Sanatan was released and accompanied by one servant called, what? What was his name? No one knows. Who's that? Your reading IQ is very low. So, accompanied by Ishan, they headed for Varanasi, where Lord Chaitanya was residing. On the way, they stopped at what you may call a motel today, a Patel motel. And the motel owner was very shrewd. In case you people have any motels, you can get some ideas. He had an astrologer at the reception. And whenever anyone would check in, the astrologer would estimate how rich is this person. If he was very rich, he would plunder him in the night. So the astrologer told the proprietor, "This man's very rich." So the proprietor was very courteous. He was bending backward and forward to look after his VIP guests. So Sanatan was experienced in diplomacy after he was running a huge kingdom. Sanatan asked his servant, "Are you carrying any gold with you?" Because the man was so nice, Sanatan got suspicious that this man must be wanting something. He asked his assistant, "Are you carrying any wealth with you?" And Ishan was carrying 8 gold coins. He told Sanatan, "I have 7 gold coins with me, that's all." Of course he was cheating again. So Sanatan said, "Give me those gold coins." So Sanatan told the hotel proprietor, "Take these coins, I have a destination to go to, you can take these gold coins." The proprietor said, "Sir, I think you have 8 gold coins." Because he was so accurate. Then Sanatan was assisted by an employee of the businessman, and Sanatan was headed for where? Where was he headed for? For Varanasi. He was going to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So on the way, Sanatan stopped at a location where his brother-in-law, Shrikant, was residing. And Shrikant had come to purchase horses for the Mohammedan ruler, carrying with him 300,000 gold coins. So when Shrikant saw Sanatan, long clothes, long hair, dirty clothes, "What is this? You come from such a respected family. You're looking like an American hippie." He said, "What is this? You should come and stay with me. I'll give you a nice facility to live." But Sanatan was not interested. He renounced everything. And Sanatan accepted an expensive gift, Shadar, as a gift, and proceeded towards Varanasi. Varanasi is also known as Banaras. Varanasi is the Desi version. Banaras is the Western name. So he came to Varanasi, and he came and resided. He came to the place where Lord Chaitanya was residing. Where was Lord Chaitanya residing? In whose house? Chandrasekhar. Chandrasekhar was, by birth, scheduled caste. But Lord Chaitanya still stayed in his house because he was a great devotee of the Lord. These days, as you know, in India, everyone talks about higher caste, lower caste. Reservation. Those who don't have reservation are bitter. Yeah. But according to our spiritual vision, spiritual perspective, high class is one is a devotee of the Lord. Low class is one who is not a devotee. Just like an orphan, anath. The word anath is used to address someone who may not have a father and mother. But spiritually, anath means one who doesn't accept God as the supreme goal of life. So Sanatana arrived at the house of Chandrasekhar, and Lord Chaitanya knew Sanatana had arrived. So he told Chandrasekhar, "Go outside. There's a great sage standing over there." Chandrasekhar came to the balcony and he saw some man with a beard, duty clothes. He concluded, this must be some mullah. So he went back and said, "No, there is no sadhu there." And then Lord Chaitanya said, "Go back again." He said, "Oh, I see there is a man with a beard, looks like a mullah." Lord Chaitanya said, "He's not a mullah, he's a great Vaishnava." So he came in, and the Lord embraced him. And then the Lord was meditating on his clothes that he was wearing. And then the Lord instructed him. So Sanatan Goswami was instructed by the Lord on the process of devotional service. On one occasion, Sanatan Goswami was going to see Lord Chaitanya in Jagannath Puri. On the way to Jagannath Puri, Sanatan developed an intense infection. The whole body was full of pus and full of boils, and pus was coming out. And Sanatan was thinking, now my body has become so useless. What will I do with this? This body is useless. I can't serve Lord Chaitanya with this body. And he was meditating. On the occasion of Rath Yatra, he was going to Jagannath Puri to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was getting ready to participate in Rath Yatra. Lord Chaitanya gave great emphasis to the Rath Yatra ceremony. Normally he had instructed his followers to travel and preach, but on the occasion of Rath Yatra, they were all permitted to come back. So, Sanatana was thinking, now my body is so useless, full of pus, I won't be able to serve the Lord. So what? When I see the Rath coming, Lord Jagannath's wheel of the chariot, I'm going to throw myself under the wheel and commit suicide. And that was his intention. They came to Jagannath Puri, and there he saw Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya, as soon as he saw him, he said, he embraced him. Actually, before meeting Lord Chaitanya, Sanatana was also thinking, in Jagannath Puri, where there are thousands of pious devotees walking on the road, I don't want any of them to touch my body. Because if they touch my body will become contaminated. So his plan was, I'm going to throw myself under the wheel of Lord Jagannath and commit suicide. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Lord. He knows everything. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam. Lord Chaitanya, when he saw Sanatana, he embraced him. And as he embraced him, when he started to embrace him, Sanatana said, my Lord, my body is fully contaminated. It's full of pus. Please don't touch me at all. And what did the Lord say? Who knows?
He was purifying himself.
He said, I'm getting purified by embracing you. And he embraced him very warmly. And his disease was all gone. So, sorry. So, Lord Chaitanya told Sanatana, this body of yours doesn't belong to you. It belongs to me. You are thinking of committing suicide. You have no right to do this. Your body will be used in service of Lord Chaitanya. So this is Sanatana was purified. And Sanatana became a handsome man. So these Goswamis of Vrindavan have given us immense literature. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Rupa and Sanatana to go to Vrindavan, to write books on the process of devotional service, to identify places where the Lord has performed his pastime, and to develop the holy land by building temples. So Sanatan Goswami is the elder brother of Gopāla, and he gave us many wonderful pieces of literature. So in our Krishna conscious movement, we meditate on the instructions given by the Lord. The Lord then instructed Sanatana Goswami on the process of devotional service. And he instructed Rupa Goswami also on the process of devotional service. So Sanatana Goswami, by his devotion, he inspired the construction of which temple?
Mother
Moon Temple. These Goswamis had all the facilities, all the wealth, all the prestige, all the power, but they were completely untouched. Their meditation was just to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And when they went to Vrindavan, they were living very simply. They were living simply doing what? Madhukari. And they were completely happy because they were engaged in serving the Lord. One day, Rupa Goswami had a desire that he may make something very delicious for his brother. The Goswamis in Vrindavan were living on a different trees at that time. These days, if you go to Vrindavan, the whole landscape has changed. You know that? There are virtually no trees left. All you see is skyscrapers. Skyscrapers in Vrindavan. Can you believe it? Anyway, that's how Kali Yuga progresses. The dhams get exploited for commercial purposes. So they would live on a different tree. Rupa and Sanatan would eat prasad together. So one day, when Sanatan Goswami came for prasad, he saw that his brother had cooked very delicious kheer, very delicious sweet rice. So he was surprised, because every day he would be served dry chapatis with salt. And today, he was served sweet rice, which is not only tasty, but also aromatic. Aromatic means you could smell the fragrance at a great distance. So Sanatana was surprised. Where did all these ingredients come from? So he asked his brother. Every day we were eating dry chapati and salt. Today you're serving us this nice, aromatic, sweet rice. So the Rupa Goswami said, one young girl came, she brought all these ingredients, helped with the cooking, and then disappeared. And then Sanatana said, that young girl was none else but, and he took service from Radharani. So in a higher level of devotional service, the devotee doesn't look for favors from the Lord, rather he wants to serve the Lord. So Sanatana Goswami inspired the construction of the Madan Mohan temple, and these Goswamis gave us vast literature. So we should meditate on the teaching of these Goswamis and try to follow their instructions. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while instructing Sanatana Goswami, he talked about the principle of Sharanagati. Who knows what Sharanagati means? Huh? Surrender to whom?
To Krishna.
It's surrender to Maya called Sharanagati also. Okay. So Sharanagati means to surrender. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained, the first principle of Sharanagati is to accept things that are favorable for spiritual advancement. And the second principle is just like in ordinary life, you eat anything that comes your way. What do? What do?
Accept what you like.
No. You first make sure what the ingredients are. Why do you think in America they started the labeling in the packages? No, they've done that in India too. So you want to make sure before you buy something what the ingredients are. So you don't like eating anything that's detrimental. So similarly, on the spiritual path, we should accept what is favorable and reject what is unfavorable. What could be termed favorable? Chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, staying in association with devotees, minimizing fault finding, and minimizing materialistic association. These are the various guidelines as to what is favorable. What would be termed unfavorable?
Do not eat meat, do not drink wine.
What else?
non-devotee association.
Criticizing.
Over-delivering for mundane or materialistic things.
No chanting Hare Krishna. No reading the Shastras. Right?
Yes.
Anyway, the whole list. So Lord Chaitanya said what is favorable, you check what is unfavorable. Then what did he say?
Krishna is maintainer.
Krishna is a maintainer and protector. Don't think that the demigods are maintaining you. The demigods derive all their strength from the Supreme Lord. Krishna is the ultimate maintainer. Then Krishna is the maintainer. And he is also the protector. Krishna is also the protector. Then Lord Chaitanya said, make your desires consistent with the desires of the Lord. In other words, our desire should be what the Lord desires. Normally we like to have the philosophy, my desire should be the Lord's desire. What I desire should be God's wish. The devotee's understanding is, Krishna's desire is Maharaja. And the last principle of Sharanagati is humility. What does humility mean? Lord Chaitanya said, Tinadapi sunichena tarorapi sarikna amani namana dena. So what does humility mean? Speak softly. Speak softly. Offer under bus. Is that what humility means? What's the definition of humility? Huh? You want some different people to reply, not the same, but to reply. We are against monopolies. Okay. What are some
thinking oneself very lowly, serving
examples of humility?
Thinking less about yourself.
Yes. Humility basically means I need help, I need direction, I need correction, I need guidance. By and large, we are brought up in the atmosphere where we believe I don't need any help, I don't need any direction. You're right? I don't need any correction. So humility is a broad topic that one could discuss for days and days. But the essence of summary is to recognize that I need guidance, and I need correction, and I need to be told. Lord Chaitanya gave the classic example of humility. And Prakashananda Saraswati said, you're such a prominent Sanskrit scholar, you don't sit down with us and study the Vedanta, you're chanting the holy name like a madman. Why? Lord Chaitanya said, my spiritual master considered me to be unqualified for studying the Vedanta. He said, all you're capable of doing is chanting the holy name. So there are so many examples of humility, so many examples of Lord Chaitanya displaying humility. And humility is the ornament with which a devotee decorates himself. In material life, humility is considered a liability. But in spiritual life, it's considered an asset. So these are, in brief, the principles that contribute to Sharanagati. I believe you're going to have a seminar on Sharanagati.
Festival.
July 7th.
July 7th.
Hey, by Shastri or?
Shastri. And Deeman will probably be there also.
Oh. then you will really learn humility. Very humble devotee. So, please take part in this seminar. Hare Krishna.